For me, it's an honor to be the curator of this edition of the Larnaca Biennale, and I will keep it very brief. When I was invited to curate the Biennale, I started out to think about a theme, and what I wanted is a theme that could cover many interpretations and that would leave space open to see what the artist would come with. So I decided to go with a topic that I was already investigating as an artist and as a curator and as an anthropologist, which is the theme of the line. So basically what this Biennale is all about is, I think we can summarize it as an invitation to look at our world but through a different lens. So the lens is to look at the world and see where we can find the lines, the connections, the traces we leave, the traces that are behind us, and how all of this can give us a more poetic reading of our world. So what happened during the open call is that while I was receiving the works and doing my investigations throughout, let's say, the last year or even longer than that, it started to become clear that we could approach this theme of the lines and the traces along 6 sub-themes. So that's what has happened now, and that's how we have, let's say, organized the Biennale conceptually. Those themes are the theme of text, so we call them the 6 T's, because it turned out they all started with T in English. So we've got the text, the territory, the textile, touch, time, and tune. So what you will see is that there are some venues that are specifically dedicated to one of the sub-themes, and other venues there is a mix, but let's say conceptually, this is how the Biennale is organized. Then there are 2 other things I'd like to point out that are very interesting for me as a curator coming from outside. One of them is the venues that we have, because it's very interesting to be able to work in very, let's say, clean contemporary venues like a museum, and at the same time have access to more historical or even archaeological sites like the medieval castle and venues like that. It gives a curator a chance to find the best placement for each work, and let's say on a curatorial viewpoint, this is very enriching, so that's something to point out. And then the other thing I think is important to point out is the involvement of so many people and the involvement of community and of all different kinds of communities and all kinds of collaborators. So we're not only talking about sponsors, we're also talking obviously about the artists, but we're also talking about many venues in Larnaca and in the district that have been open to collaboration. We're also talking about all the people that are involved in some way as volunteers, or the ones that are helping us to build up the exhibition, which without them we could never build the exhibition. And also all the parallel events that make a very complete program for the Biennale this year. So I cannot be more pleased, more excited, and more happy about what's going to start from next 15th. I give the word to Maria.
Thank you so much.